Hello friends, today we are going to learn a short but very sweet poem from our textbook, that is 2.2 Indian Weavers. The poetess of the poem is Sarojini Naidu. Friends, we all know Sarojini Naidu. She was born on 13 February 1879 and she was died on 2nd March 1949. So, her lifespan was from 1879 to 1949. As you know, she was an Indian political activist and feminist and also a poet. She was an important figure in India's struggle for independence. She was the first woman president of Indian National Congress. And after independence, she was the first governor of Uttar Pradesh. She was a brilliant student in her college days. She was a multilingual poetess because she knew nearly 5 to 4 languages: Urdu, Telugu, English, Bengali, and Persian. She started writing creatively at the age of 12. She was a true nature lover because in her poems you find the description of day-to-day life and the natural world. Friends, time, death, and suffering are the dominant themes in her poems. Friends, just look at her literary contribution. In the year 1905, her first collection was published, The Golden Threshold. Now again in the year 1912, the second collection was published, that is The Bird of Time. Her third book name was Muhammad Ali Jinnah, an Ambassador of Unity. It was published in the year 1916. In the year 1917, her fourth book was published, The Broken Wing. In the year 1928, The Sceptred Flute was published. And after her death, the last collection of poems was published in the year 1961 and the name of the book was The Feather of Dawn. Friends, today we are going to learn a sweet but short poem from our textbook, that is 2.2 Indian Weavers. This poem was taken from her first collection of poems, that is The Golden Threshold, which was published in the year 1905. Friends, when you look at the poem, you come to know that this poem was very short. It has only 3 stanzas. Each stanza has only 4 lines. So the poem is of only 12 lines. If you look at the rhyme scheme of the poem, you will come to know that the rhyme scheme of the poem is AABB. Now just look at the first stanza. Weavers weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? Weavers weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? Blue as the wing of halcyon wild, we weave the robes of a newborn child. Blue as the wing of halcyon wild, we weave the robe of a newborn child. Friends, just look at few new words from this stanza. The first word is weaving. Weaving means interlacing threads to produce a fabric. By looking at the image, you come to know that what is meant by weaving. Now the second word is garment. Garment, fabric or cloth. Now the third word is halcyon. Halcyon, it is a mythological bird, looks like a kingfisher which has colorful and bright plumes. Especially the plumes are of blue color. Just look at the pictures, you will come to know that how beautiful this bird was. Now the next is gay. Gay means happy and cheerful. And now the last word is robe. Robe means cloth or dress. Friends, here in first line you come to know that it is the timing which was described by the poetess. In the second line, the poetess asks the question. In the third line, the color which is mentioned by the poetess, it is compared with someone or something, and in the last line the answer is given by the weavers. So I like to explain this first stanza. The weavers start their weaving at the morning. At the morning means rise of the day, early in the morning. The poetess compares the cloth with blue colored wing of the bird halcyon, means a kingfisher, and asks the weavers that why they look so happy, so gay while weaving this garment. Now the answer is given by the weavers. In response, the weavers answer that they are weaving a garment or a dress or a robe for the newborn baby. So they are very happy. Friends, I want to mention here that the break of day, break of day is metaphorically used for the birth of a child or a newborn baby. As you know, this is the first phase of our life, human life, which is the happiest moment for everyone, including the weavers also. So they are very happy. Now in the first stanza, poetess again uses some images like blue robes, like wings of halcyon for the newborn baby, which symbolizes the first stage of man's life or human's life, which is very happy, which is very cheerful. Now just look at the second stanza. Weavers weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright? Weavers weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green, we weave the marriage veils of a queen. Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green, we weave the marriage veils of a queen. Friends, this is the second stanza. Now just look at few new words for you. Fall of night means evening time. You can just look at the image, you will come to know. Now the plumes means soft feathers of any bird. It is called as plumes. Now the most important word is marriage veils. Marriage veils, a fine material worn by women to protect their face. Just look at the image. You will come to know that how beautiful these marriage veils are. Now again, Sarojini Naidu, the poetess of the poem, in the first line of this stanza explained the time. In the second, she again asked the question to the weavers. Third line, the color purple and green compares with something, and in the last line of the stanza, the answer of the weavers. Now I like to explain this second stanza for you. The weavers continue their work during the fall of night, means evening time also. The poetess compares this bright, beautiful garment with the purple green feathers of peacock. You know, peacock is very beautiful, and the purple and green plumes of the peacock also looks very bright and beautiful. So the poetess compares this garment with the bright and beautiful plumes of the peacock. Now here poetess asks the weavers that why they are weaving so shiny garment. At that time, in response, the weavers answer that they are weaving a bridal veil, a marriage veil for a queen, so it's very fresh and bright. At that time also the weavers are happy. Now here fall of night is metaphorically used to the adulthood. Now the second stage of human life or the second phase of human life. In this stanza, the poetess uses so many images like the beautiful purple green color wedding veil or which is of a queen, which symbolizes the adulthood. The peacock is also used here. Now these all images are used for the second stage of our human life or the second phase of our human life. Here this second phase means our adulthood is full of stamina, mobility, activeness, settlement of life. So this is about the second stanza. Now friends, I like to look at the last or the third stanza of our poem. Weavers weaving Solomon and still. What do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather and white as a cloud. We weave a dead man's funeral shroud. Weavers weaving Solomon and still. What do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather and white as a cloud. We weave a dead man's funeral shroud. Just look at few new words. Solomon, it's formal or dignified. Still means quiet or silent. Chill, chill means cold, lifeless. And the most important word is funeral shroud. Funeral shroud, you can look at the image. Funeral shroud means a cloth wearing of a dead body. Now, in this last stanza, the first line, that is weavers weaving Solomon and still. Now here the mood of the weavers was expressed. Now again in the second line, poetess asks the question. In the third line, that white color is compared with something, and in the last line, the answer by the weavers is given. Now I like to explain this last stanza for you. The weavers carry out their work during the cold moonlight also. Now their mood is very serious and silent. They are weaving white color garment. The poetess very ingeniously compares this white garment with a white feather quill or a white cloud. The poetess asks the weavers that why they are weaving such a white garment. In response, the weavers answers solemnly that they are weaving white cloth for dead body, for its final rites, means cremation. The last two lines of this stanza create the feeling of pathos in the minds of, not only in the minds of weavers, but also in the minds of poetess and in the minds of readers also. Now, in the third stanza, poetess metaphorically uses the cold moonlight to the final phase of our human life, that is death, which is the eternal truth. And again, she uses white as a cloud, which needs a deeper interpretation, as if the white cloud means the white cloth, that is funeral shroud, finally shrouds every dead body and takes away it to its final destination or final rest. Friends, really, this last stanza creates a feeling of pathos in our mind. Now, three stanzas. In three stanzas, the poetess give light on three colors. In first stanza, we come across the blue color. In second stanza, purple and green color. And in the last stanza, white color. Friends, this blue color, which we found in the first stanza of our poem, this blue color, poetess compares this blue color with the wings of Halcyon. And this blue color indicates the ropes for a newborn baby. Means here she wants to express the first phase of our human life. Here, the feeling of happiness, the feeling of hopes, expectation is expressed by the poetess. In the second stanza, we come across two colors, that is purple and green. Now this purple and green color compares with the plumes of peacocks, which are very bright and shiny. Now these two colors also used for the marriage bells of a queen. Now it indicates the second stage or the second phase of our life. Now in this stage, in this adulthood, we have the feeling of responsibility, romance, energy, mobility, affection, stamina, etc. Now in the last stanza, the white color is mentioned. Now white color is compared with the white cloud or the white feather or quill. Now It is like a funeral shroud. Now, this indicates the last stage, third stage of our human life. Here, we have the feeling of peace, frailness, despair, and also the gloomy atmosphere is expressed by the poetess. Friends, in this way, we come across these three important colors of our through this poem. Now, here we also come across some figures of speech. Now, as you know, that the rhyme scheme of the poem is AABB. Now, I like to tell you some figures of speech from the poem Indian Weavers. Now, the first figure of speech is alliteration. Alliteration, when a consonant sound is repeated in the line, we come across the alliteration figure of speech. Now, here also in this poem, each line of the poem has the letter or the consonant W. The words like we, weave, weavers, why, wild, wing, what, while, etc. The words we, weave, weaver and why, they occur in each stanza multiple times and it gives musical quality and also the rhythm to the poem. So this is about the first figure of speech, that is alliteration. Now the second figure of speech, that is simile. Friends, in simile we have direct comparison between two objects using the words like as, like or so. Now just look at the third line from the poem, that is blue as the wing of halcyon wild. Now here blue color means the color of the garment, that is blue, is directly compared with the wing of halcyon wild or the bird halcyon. Again in the line 7th, you come across the simile like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green. Here also the garment which has purple and green color, it is directly compared with the plumes of peacock which has purple and green color. Now again in the 11th line from our poem, we come across the simile that is white as a feather and white as a cloud. Now the white color, the white garment is directly compared with a feather or with a white cloud. Now this is about the figure of speech simile. Now I like to tell you about the third figure of speech, that is metaphor. Friends, metaphor is indirect comparison between two objects without using the words as, like or so. Now each stanza has metaphor. In the first stanza, the first line. In the second stanza, the fifth line. And again in the last stanza, the 10th line is about the figure of speech, that is metaphor. Now just look at the first line of our poem, that is break of day. Break of day means a newborn child or the morning time, which is indirectly compared with the first stage of our human life or the first phase of our human life. Now again in the line 5th, that is fall of night. Fall of night means evening time, twilight. It is also indirectly compared with the romantic half-life, that is marriage, or the second stage of human life, that is adulthood. Now again in the 10th line, moonlight chill. This is moonlight chill means cold darkness. Here also this is indirectly compared with the final truth, final destination of our human life, that is death. So in these three lines you have the figure of speech metaphor. Now also I like to tell you about some imagery. Some images which are used by the poetess. In the first stanza, break of day, color blue, newborn child. These all images are used by the poetess Sarojini Naidu to indicate the beginning of life, to show the feeling of happiness. They also indicate the first stage of our human life. Now friends, again in the second stanza, you come across some images like fall of night, purple green colors of plumes of the peacock, now the marriage bells. These all imageries are used for the second stage. These indicate the marriage, the family life, energy, stamina, activeness. Again, in the last stanza, poetess uses some imagery like Solomon and steel, moonlight chill, white color. Now, this also indicate the final stage, death, or the lifeless, gloomy atmosphere. So, in this way, the poetess uses the imagery through her poem. I think you all understood the poem 2.2, that is Indian Weavers. Friends, we will meet in our next video. Till then, take care, stay safe, stay at home. We will visit in our next video. Bye bye.